Marcia Winbeckler, and my husband Roland and I own CakeSuppliesPlus.com. We're professional cake decorating instructors, and we've appeared on the Food Network and TLC's Ultimate Cake Off. We're also known for our life-size cake sculptures that we do of and for celebrities, and photos of those are available on our website too. And I'm going to be using an impression mat, and it has two sides, one side where the design is raised and one side where the design is recessed. And the recessed side will be towards you, and the where it's raised will be against the cake. And I'm just going to spray a little bit of cooking oil spray on the raised side that's going to go against the cake and wipe off any excess, and that'll prevent it from sticking to the buttercream icing. So what I want to do is put my mat up next to the buttercream icing, lined with the bottom of the cake, but I want to avoid the last inch or so of the design because I don't want that line on the edge to show. So I'm just going to hold it in place and then run my fingers along the design, avoiding that last inch or so all the way on the design. And make sure you cover all the lines. You could use the smoother for this too, but you have to remember that the cake is round, and so you have to roll around the cake in order to have the design hit on the sides. And I'm just going to go over the lines one more time with my finger to make sure they got nice and impressed. You got to make sure that the mat stays in position because you don't want a double impression. Kind of make everybody feel like they're dizzy. So like so. And then I want to line up the lines from the previous section and work it around the cake, and then do the same thing. Clean off the mat again, and then when you come around to where you started, it's a little trickier there, and it's never going to line up perfectly, so just do the best you can. I'm going to be using this diamond quilting tool, and it comes in different sizes. This is the large size, and you simply press it up against the side of the cake and rock it from left to right. Get the design imprinted in there. I just move from left to right. Kind of makes a pillowed effect when you roll it across, and that, since the cake is round that I'm working on here, if I didn't roll it, it would the sides would not imprint. When I come around to the back side where I started, it probably is not going to match exactly, so I just kind of have to figure like how much it's going to overlap with the last one and kind of adjust it so it's the same on both sides. And you might put a swag or a flower or something in that spot. And I want to show you this handy little tool. It's called a design wheel, and it comes with 3 different cutting wheels. The one I have on it right now is just plain edge. However, it is sort of a rounded one, and many of the other design wheels have a real sharp edge more for cutting, but this one is for quilting, so you get more of a blunt, just an indentation versus a cut in it. And so if the quilting tool, maybe you need to continue a line or something, you use this design wheel for that. So If I wanted to go up a little higher, say with some of these lines, I would use this design wheel for that. And if there's a line that I maybe didn't get impressed quite deep enough, I can go back with this and indent just a little bit more. It also would make it a little bit more pillowed. But if you do use the design wheel, be sure you don't go back and forth, because you're going to apt to get more double impressions, and it will look kind of blurry and not near as neat as if you just had one line. And then where the intersections of the diamonds come together, I'm going to add some little sugar pearls. You could pipe icing dots, or you could put plunger flowers, but the little pearls make them look like a tufted pillow. And I'm using some tweezers here that are made especially for round objects, and we have these on our website at CakeSuppliesPlus.com. They have a little indentation in the center of them for round objects like these sugar pearls. And so I've added piping gel to where the intersections come together, and then I just put the little sugar pearl where the piping gel is. It makes for a real pretty tufted look. A way to make coordinating tiers with your quilted cake is to use the diamond quilter here as a cutter instead of a quilter, and I'm using the small size in this case, small quilter, and I used it just as a cutter. I cut out diamond shapes and peeled away the rest of the fondant, and you want to roll the fondant fairly thin, otherwise you kind of has a blocky look when you put it on there. And then I'm just going to use some of the edible silver spray. It comes in gold and pearl also, and just give it a light coating maybe 2 or 3 times to get an even effect on it, and let it set up just a couple of minutes so that I can touch it. And you would spray this just like you would spray paint. You want to go in long, smooth strokes versus back and forth, because then it would be all blotchy. And if you live in an area where you're unable to get the gold or silver balls, you can actually make your own by using this edible silver or gold spray, and you just simply put a few of either fondant balls or sugar balls in a small container, and then just spray gently across them. You let it dry, and you keep moving them in there as they dry. When they're finished, they look like this. You can spray them even deeper if you wanted.